So I sold my Nikon Z8 for this camera right here. This is the Nikon Z6iii, everybody. I'll explain why in a second, why I got rid of my Z8 for this camera. I'm gonna go over what I like about this camera, what I don't like about this camera, and give you guys my overall experience shooting with the Nikon Z6 now for almost a month. I've mostly used this camera for photos, and any video work that I've done has just been B-roll for this channel. I actually love how this camera feels in my hands, especially compared to the Nikon Z8, but I've traded it for this one right here. I figured that since I've been traveling around Vietnam for 7 months, I should try to shed some weight off my kit. Nothing wrong with the Z8's body. I actually love that camera. I love that body. It feels amazing in my hand, but it is a bit weighty next to the Z6iii. We're talking about 150 grams difference here. And when you're lugging a bunch of gear on your back, like every gram counts. This camera still feels great to hold though. It has the magnesium alloy body, and it's rated down to about 10 degrees Celsius with the same level of dust and drip resistance as the Nikon Z8. I also love the hand grip on this thing. It's my favorite one out of all the Z bodies that I've tried. I have the Z8, the Z6iii, and now the Z6iii. And this grip feels the most comfortable in my hands. And honestly, I don't know what I like more, my Fujifilm XS20 grip or this one. So that's how good it is. Another thing that I like is the EVF. This thing is incredible. I just love it. It's bright, it's sharp. It's probably one of the best shooting experiences that I've had because of this viewfinder. Now, this is something that I wish for in the Z8 as well, because I thought the Z8 was was pretty good, but I wish it was a little bit brighter. And my XS20's viewfinders looks like garbage in comparison to the Z6iii right here. The Z6iii gets up to 4,000 nits in brightness in the EVF and about 5.7 million dots of resolution. For reference, some of your older iPhones can only get around 1,000 nits. You can confidently take this thing and shoot it in bright conditions, no problem. Another thing that I like about this camera is the flip screen. Okay, I like it because it has a flip out screen. I know. I kind of need it since I flip it out. I'm sorry, I have to record myself sometimes, you know? That's why I appreciate a flip out screen rather than what is in the Z8. I guess the Z8 is more for photography. The flip out screen on the Z6iii is going to attract the more hybrid users. This camera does have dual card slots, and one of them is the CF Express Type B. Now, I like that because, it's great for the buffer, and if you're shooting a lot of 10 bits footage, it's clutch to have. I've run the per gear 1 terabyte card, and I've been happy with it for the whole 7 months that I've been using it. So links down in the description below if you want the 1 terabyte CF Express Type B. On the side, you got your mic and your headphone jack plus a full-size HDMI, which is great because if you ever worked with micro HDMI, you know how flimsy that thing is. Full-size HDMI is way more robust and way less likely to come loose mid-shoot. This camera also runs on the XP7 processor, same as the Z8, so I was already familiar with it. Though it's not as quick as the Z8. The Z8 has a stacked sensor, the Z6iii is only partially stacked. So you'll feel a slight drop coming from the Z8, but the Z6iii is still fast. You'll get used to it quick. So with the XP7, you get better autofocus, better tracking, and just overall better performance. I shoot a lot of portraits and I love how quickly it tracks the eyes. I've also tested the IF on dogs as well, and it grabs onto the pet really fast. I've been really impressed with the tracking. Is Nikon's autofocus reliable? It is. It nails the iris, grabs the subjects fast, but I would still give Sony the edge in autofocusing tracking for now. Nikon's up there though, and Fuji, Fuji's still at the bottom. Like image quality, 24 megapixels. I'm quite satisfied with that. My sweet spot is anywhere from 24 to 36 megapixels. And for what I do, that's more than enough. Anything more just means more storage, more cost, more headache. I also love editing Nikon RAW files. It's easy to work with, and I love the skin tones I get out of them. Colors look great straight out of the camera, and I've heard Nikon has these, imaging recipes now too. It's kind of like Fuji recipes where people share different looks. I haven't done a deep dive on it yet since I still like, editing my photos and, giving it my own style. But from what I've seen, They look great. The Nikon Z6iii also does 1/16,000 of a second. So if you're one of those guys who like shooting wide open in broad daylight, this camera though, and the Nikon Z6 mechanical shutter tops out at 1/8000 of a second. For video, this thing shoots up to 6K 60 frames per second, which is freaking amazing. It does 4K 120 with an APS-C crop. It can shoot RAW, which I don't personally use. I stick to N-Log because all I'm doing is just filming YouTube content. I'm not a filmmaker, so RAW isn't something that I need in my workflow. It's great that it's there if you guys want that. I love how the video looks out of this camera. It's gorgeous even when it's like handheld because I forgot to mention about the image stabilization. This camera does have image stabilization and it does help a ton filming handheld B-roll. I just really like the look coming out of this camera. Let's move on to things that I don't like. Okay, so the mount. Okay, so it just spins the opposite direction of literally every other camera brand out there. It's annoying at first, but you eventually get used to it. But I thought I'd point that out because it's just so weird that, you have to, spin the lens in the opposite direction. Another thing is there's no battery charger in the box. You have to charge via USB-C, which I'm not a fan of. Like, just give us back the charger, please. Like, let's bring that back. Okay, we're already spending money. Like, let's just make your customers happy at this point. That said, battery life isn't bad for stills. It's just once you start filming like 4K 10-bit, 422, 4K 60, 4K 120, that's when you start to see it deplete fast. And this is why I use something like the Viltrox battery holder. It holds as a place to store my batteries and it also charges via USB-C. So it holds two batteries as one. So whenever one dies, I swap it to the next one and then it charges that battery inside that box. So it's been a lifesaver. Another thing that I don't like is the menu system. Like I really don't love it. Like I find it a bit complicated and I never know where things are. I go a little bit crazy trying to find a setting I know exists somewhere in there. So yeah, that's one thing that I do scratch my head on. And that's probably down to the fact that I haven't spent, although I spend 7 months with this camera, I don't usually spend a lot menu and in the menu, like, menu diving or whatever it is. And also I try to have everything set up the way that I don't need the menu system. So I don't get much practice diving deep into the menu. So I don't know where things are. I think it doesn't help that I shoot with like several systems. I shot with Sony, I shot with Fuji as well. So that doesn't help. So I'm just like very confused with the menu system. And another thing is there's no open gate. You gave us 6K 60, but you couldn't open the gate on this one, Nikon. So I guess we have to wait for the Z6 IV. So with all that said and done, I still think the Nikon Z6 III is a great camera for hybrid shooters. Now, if you shoot both video and photo, you're going to enjoy this camera a lot. The image quality, beautiful for both stills and video. And the EVF is one of the best that I've used. And for around 2 grand, you're getting a ton of bang for your buck. It has great autofocus, great video specs, raw recording, 4K 120, fast shooting, fast tracking. Like this thing is fast, all at a great price. Now, over the past 7 months, I generally enjoy shooting with this camera. I've used it in Canada, now here in Vietnam, and it's been a great experience so far. Nikon is killing it right now. The Z8 is a great camera. The ZF is such a beautiful camera. And now the Z6 III is a fantastic hybrid option for you guys out there. Now, if you guys are interested, links are down in the description below. And yeah, let me know your thoughts. Have you tried the Z6 III? Drop your thoughts in the comments section below and consider subscribing for more Nikon content. And that is it for me, guys. Thanks so much.